Hey everyone, today we are playing some Simic Toxic. Why are we playing Simic Toxic? Well, everyone else is doing it and I felt left out and thought I could build this deck. The goal of the deck is to beat down our opponent through the air, or as the name implies, get 10 poison counters on them. In terms of the beatdown strategy, we've got cards like Ledger Shredder, Stormchaser Drake and Ivy Gleeful Spellthief that can get very problematic very quickly for our opponent. In terms of targeting them for their beneficial effects to go off, we've got Combat Research, Timely Interference, Tamiyo Safekeeping, and Tyvar's Stand. Plenty of protection, plenty of card draw to get to the good stuff. But you're probably wondering, where does the Toxic come in? Well, that's why we've got Venerated Rotpriest. Whenever something becomes targeted by a spell, we give our opponents a poison counter. And with lots of copies and lots of card draw and cards like March of Swirling Mist, our opponent's going to get a lot of poison counters very quickly. Finally, we don't play March of Burgeoning Life. Instead, we've got Fauna Shaman. This is a good threat on the ground, and on top of that, can tutor up a creature that we may be missing by discarding one we already have. Will our two-pronged attack do the business, or is this deck just not worth playing after all? Only one way to find out. Let's get into the games. Okay, first game of the day. Going first, not the greatest hand in the world, 2 Ivy Gleeful Spellthiefs. Plenty of ways of drawing cards, however, not really what we're looking for, so we're going to mulligan. This is much better. We can get rid of one of the Ledger Shredders. So I'm going to keep this and stick this second Ledger Shredder to the bottom. See what we can do. This could be the mirror, and we immediately get our third Ledger Shredder. Yeah, we'll play the Stormchaser Drake here. I don't really like playing a Stormchaser Drake without protection. However, on this occasion, can't really complain. There's Venerated Rotpriest. Not surprised to see that. We are going to play this Fauna Shaman, but not before I attack with the Stormchaser Drake. Alright, and we'll end the turn. We have Timely Interference in our hand. Opponent could be playing the version of Simic Toxic that plays Fading Hope, which would be slightly unfortunate. We also only, unfortunately, have one green source at the moment, which isn't great. I could really do with a second green source. Opponent's not going to attack here, so I am just going to play this Timely Interference. I don't want to play the Timely Interference now, that's the problem. The reason being is that if I can discard a Ledger Shredder, there's a second Fauna Shaman, okay. If I can discard this second Ledger Shredder, I think that's what I was going to do, but we have just drawn the Fauna Shaman, which isn't great. I will play this Ledger Shredder then. And then next turn I can discard a Fauna Shaman in order to find a Venerated Rotpriest, and we can start comboing off. Fading Hoping the Ledger Shredder, interesting. Yeah, we'll let them do their thing. There's a third Venerated Rotpriest. But I'm not really attacking here, which is interesting. We'll discard the Ledger Shredder they saw. We'll find our Venerated Rotpriest. Could do with the green source, still don't find one. That's okay though. We'll attack through the air for 2. Keep our opponent on their toes. We'll end the turn. We are going to let all of that resolve. There's not a lot we can do about it. If our opponent can find a way of targeting everything with March of Swirling Mist, for example, we just lose. There's Combat Research. Our opponent just got a very nice draw. Good for them. Honestly, Fauna Shaman's done the job I need it to do. And I don't want to get a 7th poison counter, because otherwise that just means one more targeted spell and I just die. So I'm going to use Timely Interference here. I'm going to draw a card. Draw 2 cards, actually. Give my opponent a poison counter. See what's up. There's March of Swirling Mists. Okay. There's another Venerated Rotpriest. It's not really going well. I might just have to play the second Venerated Rotpriest and pass the turn. So the idea is that I just play this Venerated Rotpriest now and not attack. I'm on 6 poison counters, so yeah, I need to have all the blockers available to me. So if my opponent plays 2 things that target, then I'm just dead. I'm just dead. They'll find a 4th Venerated Rotpriest. My opponent got a very, very lucky draw. I'm not going to complain. Going first, we've got quite a good hand, so we're going to keep this. We're going to play Dreamroot Cascade on 1. We'll play the Fauna Shaman on 2. Give us the option to find the Venerated Rotpriest. There's Ivy, Gleeful Spellthief. Yeah, we'll play this. I still think that's correct. We want to give it the opportunity to stick. Alright, we will. They could run something like Make Disappear. So I'm just instead going to play out the Leisure Shredder. No, I'm going to play out the Gleeful Spellthief here because I want to discard the Leisure Shredder. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Okay. No attacks. End the turn. Discard the Leisure Shredder, find a Venerated Rotpriest, and then we can make a start. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Okay, I am going to discard this Leisure Shredder, find the Venerated Rotpriest. We'll sacrifice the Fauna Shaman, it's done its job. There's a second one. Cool. And then I'll swing for 2. I've got March of Swirling Mist that can protect my stuff. It's looking pretty good at the moment. Yeah, my turn. Play the Dreamroot Cascade. We will attack with everything. I have neither the need nor the desire to play my March of Swirling Mist right now. Silver Scrutiny. Okay, let's see if we can punish. We'll copy it onto Ivy, Gleeful Spellthief. We will also play Tyvar's Stand. Yeah, there we go! Ivy plus 2 Venerated Rotpriest equals GG. Opponent going first, we've got Venerated Rotpriest, 2 Fauna Shaman. This would be an amazing, amazing hand if we had a second land, but unfortunately we don't, so it's a mulligan. Down to 6. This ain't much better. I really don't want to go to 5, that's the problem. I mean, triple Tamiyo Safekeeping. We're going to go to 6. We're going to do that. We're going to discard. We're going to send the not the land. We'll send the Tamiyo Safekeeping to the bottom. Okay, well there's a second Venerated Rotpriest, so we'll see how it goes. Looks like we are up against Grixis. Alright. Got March of Swirling Mist as well. Let's play the second Venerated Rotpriest. Oh, I can't use March of Swirling Mist for 0, that's the problem. Alright, let's not do anything. We've got Tamiyo Safekeeping. Next turn we can play the Cascade. Bitter Reunion, that's fine. The great thing about Tamiyo Safekeeping is that you can get hexproof. There's a Traxxer. No blocks. Yeah, my turn. Alright, there's Gleeful Spellthief. We'll swing for 1. And we will end the turn. Still not going to do anything about this Blood Tithe Harvester. Try and think of what reanimation spells there are. Do I just Tamiyo Safekeeping now? I'm trying to think. So if I Tamiyo Safekeeping now, I put 2 counters on. No, I don't think I do. There's Yavimaya Coast. I'll play out the Spellthief, see what my opponent wants to do. Cool. We'll end the turn. Big score. Can I win? I think I can. Five, 6, 7. We'll pay the 1 life. And gain 4 more poison counters. Alright, there we go. Nice, 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 nice. Opponent goes first. We've got Venerated Rotpriest. This is a good hand, actually. We'll keep it. Because we've got Fauna Shaman, I have no problem playing this out. This could be that mono white control deck. Lay down arms. Yep, that's a real thing. That's not a problem. Doubt they have a second one. Excellent. Okay, we'll play the Yavimaya Coast. We'll discard the Leisure Shredder. Find ourselves a second Venerated Rotpriest. Play it. We'll put a combat research on there. Unfortunately, I should have probably played Yavimaya Coast. Yeah, I should have played Yavimaya Coast as the second land drop. That's unfortunate. There's a second Fauna Shaman. We'll find a third Venerated Rotpriest. And we'll end the turn. I've got Boseiju, who endures, which I can use to destroy the ossification. Can I do that now? No, I'll wait. There's a combat research. So I'll play the Boseiju. Destroy the ossification. See how they want to respond to that. They don't. I can play the combat research on this Venerated Rotpriest. If they try and play Wandering Emperor, which they may well do, I've got Tamiyo Safekeeping for it. No, I'm not going to do that. It's whenever it deals combat damage to a player. Destroy evil. Destroy target enchantment. Target permanent you control. Yeah, that's fine. And this is whenever a creature you control. Restoration of a Django, that's okay. They will be looking for a way of bringing ossification back into play. So it's a good job I did keep that Tamiyo Safekeeping in my hand. Might be safe now to attack with these two. Let's see what happens. Cool. Because they only have 3 mana, so they don't have enough for Wandering Emperor. I am, as of right now, I am 1 poison counter short of winning. Yeah, they did have Wandering Emperor. Okay. We'll resolve that. Eternal Wanderer. Exile up to one artifact or creature. Okay.
I'll help any way I can.
For each player, choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all creatures they control not chosen this way. X equals 0, that's fine. And I think if I just choose...
I'll finish this here and now.
Let's do this. Do I care if they make a 2-2? It's whenever I deal combat damage to a player, right? I just try to... Cool.
Finally, I'm home. I am almost sad to see you go.
Really unfortunate that we've got them on 9. I think that's 2 Venerated Rotpriest in the graveyard. That's a 3rd Venerated Rotpriest in exile. Cool. No blocks. I'm just trying to think of how I can win from here. There's a Stormchaser Drake. I don't know where that exclamation mark comes from. I'm slightly confused. I shouldn't have attacked with that Fauna Shaman. I could have found the 4th Venerated Rotpriest. We're still in it. We'll take 7. The fact that my opponent was able to get rid of all my Venerated Rotpriests is super unfortunate. But it is what it is. I think my opponent's going to survive. Which feels awful, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't think we're winning from here. Can my opponent hit me for 10? 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. They're 1 short. They crew. Yeah, that's lethal. Should I have just kept Fauna Shaman untapped on the condition that I find a 4th I find a creature so I can discard it for Venerated Rotpriest? Yeah, probably, because I wasn't going to win by normal means. Going first, we've got the Fauna Shaman and Ledger Shredder, so we're going to keep this. Looks like mono red. Let's play out the Fauna Shaman and hope that they can't do anything about it. If not, we do have an alternate win con. I think actually because I drew the 3rd land, might have been better to play the Leisure Shredder instead. Is my opponent going to do anything else other than remove my stuff? All signs point to no. Well, that's 7 burn damage that didn't go in my face, so hooray for me, I guess. There's a 3rd land. Can't do anything right now. This might be that mono red control deck I've heard about. I just thought my opponent was having a super slow start. So that's why I needed to get all the creatures out. Opponent had a 3rd play with fire, just in case. Cool. doesn't have haste though, does it? But it can crew up. Cool, down to 14. We do have Boseiju that we can use to destroy the Record Bankbuster if my opponent decides to play another creature. There's Fable. Yeah, we can't really do anything about when our opponent decides to play 3 removal spells in their first 3 turns. It happens. We have time. We also have drawn all our protection spells after our creatures died, which is not ideal. See, even if I've waited until I had protection spell backup, they would have had multiple removal spells for them, and it wouldn't have been great. But this is about to get incredibly problematic. Could have sworn that has haste, and my opponent could have beat me that turn, but whatever. Next time they would draw a card this turn, instead of exile top card of their library, they may play it this turn. Okay. I can march with Swirling Mist stuff, which is interesting. Let's see how much protection I can give this. Is it indestructible? It is. Bloodthirsty Adversary. Fine. I only need to exile 2 things, right? Now I have to exile 3 things, which I can do. One, 2, 3. Block here. Stay on 1. Resolve. Tamiyo Safekeeping. Nothing I can do. Could have done with, I think second Venerated Rotpriest puts me in with a chance, but yeah. Opponent just had all the answers to my early guess, and after that, I just wasn't winning. Going first, no, we're not going first. Opponent's going first. We'll keep this. Hopefully, we can do good things with this. Fauna Shaman and no other creature isn't great, but if we can draw into a creature, we should be okay. Ta-da. Yeah, let's not make the mistake we usually do, where we don't play all the green sources we can. Back in the Bankbuster, that's fine. Yeah, this is okay. Really don't want to discard this Ivy Gleeful Spellthief, but I will if I have to. Tamiyo Safekeeping, okay. I think the plan here is to play... I can't really play the Spellthief, can I? Yeah. I'm going to have to discard the Spellthief, which feels really bad, but it is the right call. We'll find the Venerated Rotpriest, play it out, end the turn. Sarah Paragon. No worries. You can have the Sarah Paragon. I'll let that happen. Didn't find what I was looking for. I'll stick the combat research here on the Venerated Rotpriest. I have Tamiyo Safekeeping. I am going to draw a card. Still haven't drawn a creature. I played 20 of them. I will play Tamiyo Safekeeping here. Roll on the third path, seems good to me. Destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. Yeah, that's okay. Do I just take the 7? I think I do. Now, do I also just play the Timely Interference to draw a card? It's not ideal, but I think so. Opponents on 5 poison counters. Also not what I need to see. Is that just game? I think it is, you know. X equals 0. Confirm 0. Targets Ivy. March of Swirling Mists. And there we go! 10 poison counters. Or counting to 10 is much easier than counting to 20. Has to be said. Yeah, I had fun. I did have fun. I don't know if my opponent did, but I had fun. Double Venerated Rotpriest, double Ivy Gleeful Spellthief. We keep this. The Dreamroot Cascade, not ideal. Nonetheless, I will just attack here. I'll play the second green source. I don't want my opponent to think I have no mana, or I have no way of protecting this Venerated Rotpriest. Perfect. But yeah, we will play the Ivy. I won't attack here. The thing is that if my opponent wants to risk using a burn spell, like that, for example, removal spell, not a burn spell, then they have to think that maybe I have something. Alright, we'll play the backup Ivy. I will do nothing but end the turn. So I can march the Swirling Mist for 1, targeting both the Venerated Rotpriest, and I could... Life's not really going to help you here. I could have just played the Combat Research as well. Let's see how they want to do this. I'm going to attack here. Yeah, opponent saw the writing on the wall. Opponent saw the writing on the wall and they saw that that's kind of slow start's just not going to cut it. So that's the deck. I ended up going 5 and 4 in today's recording session, and to be honest, if I had been a bit smarter or I had made a couple of different decisions, I think I easily could have gone 6 and 3. Maybe, though, my opponent also made mistakes, and I could have been 4 and 5. So maybe 5 and 4 is about right. The deck, according to Untapped.gg, there's no version of this deck that has played more than 100 games and is above a 50% win rate. I'm telling you this now in case you are thinking of crafting it. However, looking at my list, I'm mostly happy with it. I'm sure that 4 copies of every card in this deck is not correct. But nonetheless, I think we're definitely onto something. I'm going to put the Venerated Rotpriest in with the creatures. The Leisure Shredder and the Stormchaser Drake, I have not particularly been impressed with. It looks like as we got further into the game, it was just a cheap creature that we could sack off, and they barely ever lasted long enough to make a lasting impression even if we wanted to protect them with things like Tamiyo's Safekeeping, I'd rather save the Tamiyo Safekeeping, Tyvar Stun, things like that for my Venerated Rotpriest and Ivy Gleeful Spellthief. Well, Venerated Rotpriest, really. The problem becomes they both make Fauna Shaman excellent. You can pitch these to Fauna Shaman, and Fauna Shaman can fetch exactly what we want to fetch. Even though they're underwhelming as creatures on the board, as creatures in this deck, I think you have to keep them in. The problem is that, well, what can you replace them with? Because you need more creatures for Fauna Shaman, right? And there isn't anything. I wouldn't play Delver. I think playing Delver with only 20 instants and sorceries is you're just asking for trouble. You're just asking for trouble. The protection spells, I think, are about right. The Tamiyo Safekeeping and the Tyvar Stand and the March of the Swirling Mist all do great things. March of the Swirling Mist, of course, has that additional side to it where you can exile multiple things. And again, that's why Leisure Shredder and Stormchaser Drake are in the deck. Having said that, there are only 20 other blue cards. So you're not always going to be able to pitch extra things or extra cards to the March of the Swirling Mist. So just keep that in mind. In terms of the other draw spells here, Combat Research is good in terms of targeting creatures. However, in order to get the card draw effect off, the creature actually has to attack, which doesn't always happen, as we saw, but when it does, it can be worth that 1-2 extra cards, and it's definitely worth it. Timely Interference can be a draw 2 if you've got a Ivy Gleeful Spellthief out. If you've got Venerated Rotpriest, Stormchaser Drake, and Ivy Gleeful Spellpriest out, it can potentially become a draw 3 if you target the Timely Interference on the Stormchaser Drake. 1 for the draw card, 2 for the Stormchaser Drake's ability, and 3 for Ivy copying it. So that's why it's in the deck, really. And also, it can be a nice little combat trick if you need to keep something alive. Use it on your opponent's creatures. 20 land is correct given the amount of draw that's in the deck and the amount of tutoring we can do. However, maybe 21 might be correct if you go down to 3 Combat Research and put in a 6th Forest. I did. My land playing in this video was not optimal, I will say that now. I am fully familiar with my weaknesses as a player, and I'm looking to get better. It's not an easy deck to pilot, and knowing which lands to play is a huge step forward. I was under the initial impression that you need to you should only play these creatures when you've got protection, but given the speed of the format right now, I don't think you have that luxury. Looking at other options, Aspirant's Ascent is a good little combat trick. Target creature gets +1/+3, gains flying and Toxic 1. I think the Toxic 1 is going to sound surprising, but I don't think that really matters. Also, you don't really get to draw a card, considering that we are playing Fauna Shaman. If Fauna Shaman wasn't in the deck, you'd be playing something like March of Burgeoning Life instead. So it's hard to tell really what you would replace Aspirant's Ascent in. I think Timely Interference, despite doing other things, doing a different function, actually is better in that slot. You've also got Consider, but it's not really impacting the board. Shore Up and Step Out the Back are 2 extra protection spells you can think about playing. However, I think that with Tamiyo Safekeeping, Tyvar Stand, and March of the Swirling Mist, you have enough protection in the deck, so these 2 aren't really necessary. Bring the Ending is a card that I've seen a couple of Simic Toxic decks play. My opinion is that it's too reactive. If we're doing something reactive, we want to properly screw our opponents over, and we have 1 mana cards that properly screw our opponents over, so I'm not playing this. Distorted Curiosity, I think, is another interesting card draw spell you can think about playing. Maybe replacing Combat Research with Distorted Curiosity. Given that you will quite often have your opponent on 3 poison counters, you will often get to play this for 1. However, Combat Research does target, and if you've got Venerated Rotpriest plus Ivy, Gleeful Spellthief, I think that's better, but Distorted Curiosity is definitely something you can consider. And March of Burgeoning Life is really good if you've already got the creature that you're looking for out. So if you've got 1 Venerated Rotpriest, you can use March of Burgeoning Life to find a second one and really combo off that way. However, I found that Fauna Shaman is actually just better in that slot. As I said, you can pitch it. You can pitch one of your many creatures to find your Venerated Rotpriest if you already have Venerated Rotpriest out. Maybe you want to find Ivy Gleeful Spellthief instead. That's just my personal opinion. Your mileage may vary, but I enjoy playing this deck. It's not an easy deck to pilot. You saw me make plenty of mistakes today, but it is fun. It does get you thinking. It is a bit solitary, but there is some interaction with the opponent, so I don't think it's as toxic as people suggest. But yeah, give it a go. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time when I will be playing what I believe to actually be the best toxic deck in the format. I've used rare wildcards on Venerated Rotpriest. I can't stop here. I've got to keep playing with this card and see what we can do. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy Magic the Gathering content. But until the next video, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye bye.